Students, you may be seated. Anyone standing may fill in the empty seats.
Would you rather hold it and stand over here or just stand right here?
No, I will stand right here behind the podium where I can hide. It's going to be music playing or am I singing acapella?
Acapella. Because I try to find some music that sounds so fast.
And then, I wasn't there for practice.
Yeah.
So.
We will get started in just 1 minute. People are still entering. We want to give them a chance to sit down.
You'll be great.
Tell them there's a couple more rows down a little far, about halfway down.
There's a few more rows down here. We're going to go ahead and get started while you all are finding your seats. Everyone, if you could please stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? I'll go sit down now.
You may be seated. Thank you for coming to tonight's award ceremony. We are so excited to see everyone here to support our students. To get started, I would like to introduce the guest on the stage. We have Mr. Jack Bissenberg, Director of Manual. We have Chef Sherris, Culinary Arts Instructor. We have Gary Hicks, Construction Tech Instructor. We have Sammy Alshamaley, Auto Tech. We have Mr. Dean Gales, Collision Repair. We have Ms. Pam Lucas, who is fashion at our Passaic location. We have Ms. Isabel Blair, CNA, Health Science. We have Ms. Kendra Long, CNA, Health Science. And we have Mr. Keith Ingo, Project Lead the Way, Pre-Engineering at SWEC. On our front row down here, we have Dr. Vicki Murillo, Chief Academic and Accountability Officer. Dr. Trinity Davis, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Elect. And Ms. Moname Malathip. Where's Austin? We'll now have Austin Faye to come do our welcome.
Hello. Hello, my name is Austin Finn. I'll be representing CNA today. Before I start my speech, I just want to thank all the parents for coming, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. So let's give a round of applause for that. The graduating ceremony of CNA, I would start by saying, I wouldn't have accomplished this without you guys, my fellow classmates and my teacher, Ms. Long. We as a class and I have came so far to get to this day. When I first started this program, I said, me becoming a CNA, oh, hell no, it's like. But I seen the ladies, and I said, score it in. It's like I had a parade in my head. All the sweet ladies I want. My first day going to a nursing home, worst day of my life, but then I kept going. It was fun. I got to interact with the residents, and it was great going to these places. I met one friend. His name was Walter. Oh, Walter was a trip. We used to laugh at this guy that talked crap all day in his wheelchair, but he couldn't get out of it. But before I leave this stage, I have a quote somebody once told me. If you don't believe in something, then you will fall for anything. So in my way of using this, have a path to follow and don't go down the wrong one. Thank you. My name is Austin Stain from CNA again.
Austin thanked all of you parents and relatives for coming, and I too want to thank you. It's because of you and your children, your young men and women, that we're here and makes this worthwhile for all of us. I feel like I owe all of you an apology. You know that they say about best laid plans. We only have our awards ceremony once a year, and the pump in the chilling tower on the roof that provides the air conditioning froze up at 4:30 this morning, and the parts are being shipped in overnight tonight, so I apologize for the heat. We're going to do our best to keep this short and sweet. So that being said, I want to introduce tonight to you our guest speaker. I have a whole page of things here that this woman has accomplished. She, more than probably from my perspective, the important thing is she's my boss, for one thing, and secondly, she's been a listening ear and supporter for career and technical education at the Administrative Center, and I feel very fortunate to have worked with this lady for the last 9 years. I want to introduce to you tonight Dr. Vicki Murillo. She's the Chief Academic and Accountability Officer for our school district. She's responsible for curriculum instruction, professional development, elementary and secondary schools, educational departments, including assessment, adult education and literacy, early learning, exceptional ed, career and technical education, guidance and counseling, federal programs, language services, students in transition, early college academy, and I'm going to tell you what, the list goes on and on. I don't see how she does it. And it's probably none of my business. She has a husband and children to tell her the right thing to do, but I tell her to be careful every week and don't burn herself out, because we need her. Your children need her. Under Dr. Murillo's leadership, oversight has been maintained of over $38 million in federal funds, grants, and programs. Manual Career and Technical Center has been renovated in the last 2 years. We built and expanded a new healthcare program, a new culinary arts program, and KC Public Schools has moved from 22.5 points in MSIP to 92.5 APR points over 3 years. Toward our MSIP accreditation, and you saw the sign on the front of this building. This school district is on the move, and it's because of you and your belief in us. And we appreciate that, and I thank you all for it. A couple more brief comments. Dr. Murillo received her doctor's degree from Baker University, her master's from the University of Missouri, Kansas City, her Bachelor of Education from Evangel. Dr. Murillo lives in Lee Summit with her husband, Pastor Willie Murillo. They have 2 adult children. And when not working, Dr. Murillo enjoys the Chiefs and Go Royals. And watching her adult children play sports and coach. No more introductions needed for this woman. Our friend, our assistant superintendent, Dr. Vicki Murillo.
Well, thank you for those kind introduction, and to you, Mr. Bitzenberg, and Ms. Carruthers. I don't see where she went to. There she is in the back, for inviting me to speak today. I'm going to be brief, but I am certainly very pleased to be here. I love this award ceremony. I love seeing you in, especially as you represent the pathways of the CTE classrooms. I think this is just a wonderful occasion. So first off, let me congratulate all of you, and you should be very, very proud of yourselves for the accomplishments of this goal. Well done. Well done. I know you must really be excited to get your CTE cords today and your high school diploma very, very soon. To the families of those graduating this year and earning their CTE cords tonight, congratulations to you. You should know that without your support through this process, the children would not arrive at the end as quickly as they have. You have been an enormous impact on their journey, and I salute you. As I'm sure you are, we're very proud of your graduates, and as they close this portion of their life and prepare for their next step in college or a career path. Graduation is one of those steps in life that defines coming of age. The ending of one era of life as a high school student, and the one being shown the ropes and moving into what we call a new stage, where you now become the leaders, you become the doers, and you become the achievers in a wider world. I'm sure many of you have firm plans and a good idea what comes next. Some of you probably have a pretty good idea of what you want to do next, and a dream and a lot of hope to get you there. And some of you may be just amazed that you have gotten to this graduation point at all. Well, the coming times will be exciting, and they will be trying, but they will all depend upon you and your determination. It's been 35 years since I graduated from high school, and the things have changed just a little bit since I graduated. Last night I was thinking about my graduation, and I spent some time just reflecting and thinking about the time that I spent in this building. Some of you may know, and some of you may not know, but I am a graduate of the Kansas City Public Schools. I also spent a year here at Manual during my time as a high school student, and that's probably why I'm such a fan of the CTE programs and do whatever I can to support the work of the teachers and your administrative staff here. I am so proud of the classrooms and the curriculum that the district and the administration and the teachers have been working to create, and we're not done yet. I believe the programs at Manual Career Technology Center have provided you students with a real work experience. I have watched as you have done clinicals and gone out on the buses. I have watched as you have repaired and worked through your automotives. I have watched the work of Mr. Hicks with the construction technology. I have watched the work with Chef and the new culinary arts program. I believe the programs here and the coursework you have experienced over the last 2 years have prepared you for your post-secondary experience wherever that path may lead you. When I graduated, I had plans. I was nervous about those plans because I would be the first out of 6 children to go to college. No one in our family had ever talked about college, but I went and I graduated in 4 years with a Bachelor of Science. 12 years later, I graduated with a master's degree, and 17 years later, I finished with my doctoral degree. I'm not done yet learning and trying new things, and sometimes I wished I would have pushed myself to finish these accomplishments sooner. But the key to what I did was I never gave up. I continued, and I made it across that finish line, and you can too. Remember, life doesn't usually follow the plans you have laid out for yourselves. You will all experience highs and lows. You will experience difficult and easy, but your true success will be defined by how you handle both of these times. As you graduate and take new challenges and chances, you won't be making $1 million at your first job. Or you won't be extremely happy to find out during your first year back in college you're taking gen ed courses again. But the most important thing is you have already taken the initial steps needed to build a more promising future for yourself. Every class you've taken, every essay you've written, every TSA, EOC, ACT, do I need to continue? They have all been preparing you to adapt to change and challenges, especially during the spring months when I'm sure many of you found it very tough to make it to school on time. But as you know, it's a tough world. Nothing will be handed to you. You have to earn it. And it will mean more to you because you earned it. You have taken a key step towards your successful future and also the betterment of your family and your community. You have worked hard, spending months learning a new skill set. Our complex and technical world today requires more education and more skills than were needed when I graduated, that were needed when others graduated in front of you. Ultimately, your well-educated generation will benefit us all in the future. So let me leave you with this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do not follow where the path may lead, and go instead where there is no path, and you leave a trail. You are now armed with some of the most important tools needed to forge your path ahead. It's not about the diploma itself that counts. It's about what you have learned along the way, what you do with your education that you have gotten in this journey towards your graduation. Your future is in your hands, no one else. Seize this opportunity that is in front of you. Best of luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you again, and God bless. And may God bless you and keep you, graduates of 2015.
I would like to give a special thank you to Dr. Murillo for those inspiring words. Can you please give her another round of applause? Okay. Next, I would like to take a few moments just to do a few special recognitions. We have what is called in CTE an award called Breaking Traditions, and this award is for people or for students in non-traditional classes. So, for example, in health science, if there's a male student like Austin or Devon, they're considered a non-traditional student in that role. And so what the students did, all of them in those roles, they wrote an essay about their teacher to nominate them for the state award. Last year, we were fortunate to have Mr. Gary Hicks, construction tech teacher, to win the state award, and this year we had in Kansas City 3 honorable mention candidates. It was Mr. Dean Gales for auto collision, Ms. Kendra Long for health science, and Chef for culinary arts. If you could give them a round of applause. I would like to honor one of our CNA students as well. Leslie Fernandez, would you stand? Leslie is one of our health science students in Ms. Long's class, and Leslie attends East High School. Leslie was walking into the office one day and noticed that her counselor, Ms. Van Bibber, was not looking well. As a CNA student and being well trained, she began to take her vital signs. She noticed that the vital signs were abnormal, and she immediately went into action. As a result of Leslie's observations and quick action, Ms. Van Bibber was able to get the help that she needed. Thank you, Leslie, for your quick action. Jack. Okay. We're next. You're next.
What do I do?
Presentation candidates.
Okay, you do it.
So you're ready to stand. Okay, we are now to the point in the evening where we will be presenting your students with their certificates. As you all can see, we have a full house. And if everyone cheers after each student's name, then everyone's name will not be able to be heard. So I ask that you please respect the fact that everyone has reached this point by working hard and would like to hear their name called as would their parents. And we'll give a round of applause after each program. First up, we have collision repair. Yes, they're coming this way. Anthony Tigner. Go ahead. Shakuria House. Daryl Bayless. Hold on. Slow down. Gerard Honkamp. Juan Delgado. Javon Stevens. Karar Aldabash. Lawrence Maxwell. Luis Diaz Vega. Peter Ricketts. Ramatilai Njai. Rodrigo Reyes Acosta. Kevin Gray. Raul Zurita Martinez. Therese Williams. Please give a large round of applause for our collision repair students. Will our auto tech students please come forward?
I don't have. Antonio what? Thank you.
We will now start with our auto tech students. Antonio Gayton. Bar Ray. David Moran. Dylan Wigfall. Eduardo Acosta. Eric McGee. Humberto Garcia. Joe Crawford. Jose Ortiz. Jose Gutierrez. Justin Lott Jennings. Commandant June. Key Williams Sanders. Lateef Kane. Lorena Juanez. Marshawn Stewart. Me Doan. Noe Garcia. And Shaquille Avery. Please give the auto tech students a round of applause as they go back to their seats. Next, we'll have construction tech come to the stage, please. We will now start with construction tech. Alfonso McDonald. April Gomez. Blay Wah. Ebony Moultrie. Eduardo Sosa. Ha Sin. Tu Lay. Jaquan McClinton. Jamina McLaren. Kendall Childress. Mariana Mitchell. Nicholas Alvarez. Raven Mack. Richard Davis. Rodriguez Reed. Shalay Bowman Thompson. Shantasia Nelson. Thomas Moore. And Veronique Nye. Please give one more round of applause for our construction tech. Next, we will have our health science students, culinary arts students. We will now get started with our culinary arts students. Alexander Boone. Arlene Della Rosa. Regina Ricks. Carlos Ruelas, Heather Hudson, Jacqueline Molina, Jasmine Edwards, Jasmine Turner, Johnny Rojas, Joanna Williams, Joyce Parker, Michael Miller, Paloma Martinez, Rakisha Hatley, Renisha Hatley, Roberto Overa, Roxana Lopez, Susan Serna Reyna, Tracy Wynn, and Tyrence Walker. Please give another round of applause for our culinary arts students. Next, we will have Health Science Blair. We will now start Health Science Blair. We ask that you allow everyone to hear their name, please. Alondra Tovar, Andrea Gray, Daisha Hampton, Dakota Masquat, Devon Rounds, Elizabeth Odell, Imani Ward, Jaquasia Green, Jacqueline Blanquez, Janae Miller, Janet Blewett, Jasmine Wyatt Bibbs, please allow all of the candidates to hear their names. Okay. Kayla Williams, Kimberly Galavis, Kimberly Galindo, Crystal Harrison, Maria Juarez, Maria Mata, Tyann Holman, Therese Waldron, Vera Harris, Xiomara Olivia Lopez. Please give another round of applause for Health Science Blair. Will Health Science Long please come to the stage?
Did you mention, or should you mention, that all of them passed their state board? And do you need that?
We will now start Health Science Long. Austin Fang, Cecilia Batista, Dejanay Taylor, Faruqua Hammonds, Haley Harden, Jasmine Radillo, Jasmine Johnson. Jessica Pla. Kimberly Baker. Leslie Stevenson. Leslie Fernandez Marta. Lynette Flores. Maylin Rassett. Natanya Wilson. Paige Bowles. Stephanie Lemus. Tanisha Walls. Please give another round of applause for Health Science Long.
I have two for fashion design. Oh, they're here? Maybe Joanna. It's Joanna and Cheyenne. I'm not going to
Okay. The nurses will now say the nursing pledge. Please make sure that we keep the volume low so that you all will be able to hear it. But before they start, in order to become a CNA, certified CNA, the students have to complete 100 hours of clinical work plus hours and hours of classroom time. To complete these 100 hours, they have to go to clinical sites, which are at long-term care facilities. So every day they're getting on a bus to get here, and then they're getting on another bus to go to a clinical facility. This takes real dedication to accomplish this goal. And we are proud to say that every one of these young ladies and young men passed their state boards.
Nurses, raise your right hand. As a nursing assistant, I pledge to use my hands to help those in need, provide comfort to those in my care, maintain my professionalism and justify the trust placed in me, understand that I am dependent upon, remember that every patient has a name and feelings just like me, understand that the patient comes first, treat every patient as a whole person, protect the dignity, encourage independence, and perform procedures safely. And safely, yes. Lastly, protect the patient's privacy at all times. Congratulations, class of 2015, CNA.
Nursing students, you may return to your seats. As the nursing students return to their seats, I would like to acknowledge just a few more students. We have multiple programs across our Kansas City School District in a lot of our schools, including East High School, Passaic High School, and others. At Passaic High School, we have two programs, our fashion and costume design and our broadcasting program. All of these students work really hard, but some of them work really, really hard, and they have completed two programs. I would like to acknowledge our fashion students, and that is Ms. Joanna Williams and Tyann Holman. And last but not least, I would like to acknowledge our broadcast student who is also a culinary arts student, Ms. Michael Miller. Please come to the stage. Tyann Holman, Joanna Williams, and Michael Miller, Fashion and Broadcast.
Jack. 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 Closing remarks. Closing remarks.
So I let them get set out or we start?
Go ahead and get started.
I know you all are very proud of these young people as we are, and they've had lots of applause and cheering, and I want to thank you so much. It was mentioned earlier, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you supporting your children, and we thank you for that. And thank you for coming tonight. We have refreshments outside. Be careful as you walk up. Those steps can be a little tricky. Thank you so much for coming.